Alright lads and lasses, welcome along, Time for the weekend. It's all here, isn't it? Brilliant weekend. Shame if we can get to the point where there's not much sport going on, but still a little bit, isn't it? So, we've gone through with Dataset 5, Looking at the Brent Oil prices. It's been a really nice, basic little data set. I think it's done a lot of the jobs I wanted it to do. If you remember, it showed us what we can get up to with data flows and stuff like that, and we'll dip in and have a quick gander at that, see what's going on. A bit of a Deeksies at that, And then we can go on, we went through some quick measures. Quick measures, they are absolutely brilliant, right? But there's no escaping it now, right? It's almost time for me to have some fun. Because what we're going to do now is we're going to start moving on from quick measures, aren't we? So Dataset 6 is what I'm starting to look forward to. We're going to even beyond it. So what do we do? What's the next steps? How do I go on from these little quick measures I've done here? There's a couple of things for you. There's like a quick measures gallery in Power BI in the part of the community, right? That's awesome. Go on, use it. You get your DAX written for you. You can just copy and paste it in, just like the quick measures. It's easier to use. It's a bit of a halfway house. And then this next step up, you get into like DAX Patterns. Now DAX Patterns is part of SQL BI's toolkit. You remember I've mentioned them before. Put links to both DAX Patterns, the Power BI super user gallery thing, and of course SQL BI, all in the description down below. So go and have a look, have a gander, give it a go, right? But Dataset 6, looking at the deeper stuff we can do with some DAX. We'll go do some more on the building as well. I'm really looking forward to it. Right, let's go and have a quick check, see what we've actually gone through and done, and then we're gonna put Dataset 5 to bed. So back our Dataset 5, you remember we've got the weekly and the daily two flows. You can use two flows, combine them in Power BI Desktop, which is what we've done. You can also actually combine flows within flows. Remember when you first did it, it looks a bit like, well, this isn't going to work. Well, actually, didn't tell us to do that. You've got to reference the flow. So you connect the flow to pull another object in from another flow, and then you have to create a new entity that references the original one. So I'll probably show you that in the future. I might see if we can find something in Dataset 6 to do an example of that for. But with this, we've got our daily, we've got our weekly. So you can imagine I could have me weekly, just refreshing weekly. If you've got Power BI Premium in your business environment, you can do more with your scheduling. So you can then get like a monthly scheduling. So you can have a weekly, monthly, daily, or a cycle like that even. Have your monthly and then your dailies, pulling it through. All of this is built, and the point is doing it this way. Even with the weekly, you can start to put less stress on your system. So if I'm just pulling like the figures week to date, that's going to be much lighter weight, isn't it? So starting to talk about using incremental refreshes in here, right? Now there's incremental refresh from the Power BI service as well, but they're going to need a little bit more like head scratching to work it through and get it done. But this way works really well, and then obviously we'll cover the other side a little bit further as we get a little bit more advanced, But so far, so good, You got them two. Let us switch into a Power BI desktop file. I can't believe I've not published this, thought I had. So we're here. Here's my Power BI desktop file. If you remember, we came through, we've got like little summary information here. I've got a min, max price, the running total kind of thing. This is probably closer to what you remember we did last week, where we were looking at like the average price. So simple average price, then the month over month change. So you can actually really quickly and easily start to see what's going on across your data set. And this didn't take too long to build, did it? It was just a couple of like drag and drop, right click and pick what you want to do, Now, one of the things I'm seeing in Power BI, and it's one of the things I'm actually really, when I first saw it, I'd be like, oh, that's not right, you can't do that. And the more I'm seeing it, the more I think, that's right, this is exactly what Power BI is about. It's a tool for people to use, right? That's people using stuff that it isn't designed in a way it's not been designed for. So I've got a little candle chart here that I built. Again, using quick measures, just got like the minimum and maximum price for each year on my quick measures, and I've just whacked on a candle chart. Now, this is normally the sort of thing that you'd be using for stocks and shares. You could do a little bit more jiggery pokery bits to get like the averages right and get like a proper candle in it, so you don't just have like the tip and tail like we've got. But what you've got here is a way of looking at it and seeing actually for each year what was the average price, and what was the minimum price and the maximum price across the year. So I can say, all right, this was quite a variable year. This is quite a bad year, isn't it? But, you know, we're still not too bad. Although we can see here, like this is showing you, you know, like it's really dipped to the point. So it's like gone right down and back up because it's, you know, that's how you can tell with the figures. So it's actually helping me see more in a line chart because I've whacked like a candle plus minus on it than I would normally be able to see. And this is one of the things that you can do with Power BI. And in a lot of ways, what I want you to learn from this is just because it's not the right way of presenting data doesn't make it wrong. Now, I've always said the point of this is about how can I explain to my customer what's going on that they didn't have to look and ask me, wait, what's going on? What do you mean? I didn't understand. And it's really key. It's a real talent to learn. And now, one of the things you can do is you can say, well, you know, we can see we had a real spike, and it does show there's a spike, there's been a dip, yeah, but your average is still much higher than that. So it does show, you know, mathematically, there's the impetus is, or the suggestion is, this is just something like down. Now, I'm not necessarily a genius to be able to understand what's gone wrong in 2020. I didn't know. I mean, yeah, I'm sure I could ask Ollie who could put a poll on here and would have, you know, like, take your pick, really, isn't it? You know, again, doing some stuff, adding some titles. That's all I need to do here. Get some formatting. You know, if we're going back to a COVID data set where we laid out a page and did a proper set of formatting, you know, I've done all this. And if you remember these first two sessions, I haven't really written any DAX. I haven't written any DAX. I wrote some title measures for the first one I did for Dataset 4, but Dataset 5 I've done out. I've just right-clicked, done some quick measures, done some this, done some that. So, don't be afraid is what I'd say. Make it work for you. The tool is there. You are the one doing the presentation. Make sure you think through what it's going to look like, how it needs to come across. Right? Champion. So let me go out of the Power BI quick measure store thing, yeah? Here's the quick measure gallery, yeah? It's dead easy. You can go in, you can see there's some quick aggregation ones here. Just click on one, opens it up, and you see there's some measures that you can use. So you just go, all right, this is all I have to do. Copy that, paste it into the window for the formula bar in Power BI. Yeah. They've also got, if we're going back, see they've got some more complicated ones. You don't have to stick with the simple stuff. One of the ones everyone loves is the stars. The data set we've got just isn't right for doing it, but stars works good. And you can do that, and the measures are just there. So we can click on that. It'll show you a little report. Some of them show you a summary report. And then here's your sample guide, and this is what it is, yeah? So it's good. It makes sense. It's not a problem. You can drag, drop, copy and paste your stuff in, use the quick measures. This one even has some sample file, a sample PBIX file, so you can actually go in, you can see the code, see how it's been written. It's there to help. Don't be afraid to go in and use it. That's all I'll say. So we've got that, aye? Dead easy, dead simple. The next thing we mentioned was DAX Patterns. Now, as I said, as part of SQL BI, these guys, they know their stuff, so they're going to give you a little bit more information. So if we're going through and we say, oh, well, you know, can you tell us a little bit about? Click on me patterns. What pattern do you want to know about? And you can see the level. So we'll start with a nice easy one, or we're going quite difficult. Let's try and find time intelligence, because that's one, you know, time patterns, that's a big one. That's on level 2, that'll be dead easy, wouldn't it? In we can, come down and you can see sample DAX code. It's a bit more complicated than the last one, but all I have to do is copy that and paste that into Power BI desktop. One thing I will say is watch out, Power BI desktop, you have to remove the colon from there. But, you know, you can see that's not a huge challenge, is it? The main thing here is get used to the fact that you can actually really start to just find code that works for you. What do you need to do? Copy and paste it in. You substitute some measure names. So you got your original measure, that'd be your sum, your average, whatever it is. And you just keep going. And this is how it works, right? As you can see though, this one you need to know a little bit more about DAX than you did with the quick measures one. With the quick measures gallery. And again, the quick measures gallery had to know a little bit more than you did with just quick measures in the Power BI service. So for now, I think we've done it, haven't we? We've cracked Dataset 5, it's all good, job's a good one. Let's publish this up. So I've got this in my Dataset 5 area, published, job done, champion. So while that's doing it, I tell you what, like, I can't wait for Dataset 6. Let's hear some stuff, your stories, what you think's going on. Use the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. And honestly, things are going to get really exciting with Dataset 6 and of course the stuff that's going on with the channel. So stay tuned. Got some announcements coming in the next couple of weeks. Expect to see a lot more going on, and you might even start to get to see me face. So for now, take care, yeah? Keep looking after yourselves and your families, and we'll catch you all next week.